Welcome back to the kitchen. Today I have a special treat. Well, it's special in the sense that I've never tasted it before. I've never even heard of it, and frankly, it doesn't sound that good to me. But it is from my grandmother's cookbook, and so it's got to be special. Today we are cooking Rochester pudding. I chose this recipe because it sounded easy. But of course, the more I read into it, the more questions started to arise. The biggest question I had is about the sauce. The sauce calls for egg whites, sugar, and melted butter. Now that sounds kind of like a meringue, but it doesn't say to bake it. And you wouldn't call a baked meringue sauce. But are we really supposed to eat raw egg whites? That just doesn't sound right to me. But I don't know. Nothing about this recipe sounds delicious.
I don't ever remember having that. If it's a sauce, I would think that you cook it.
This recipe calls for sour milk. We don't normally keep sour milk in the house, and just based on my own research, sour milk came from more back in the day when milk was unpasteurized and sat around for a little bit. The closest thing we have available would be buttermilk, so that's what I'll be using for that. This buttermilk has been around here for about a week. I don't remember. Oh, I used it to make some fried chicken wings. But I've noticed that the bottom is now rounded, and so I'm a little bit worried that this might be a little too much like sour milk, but I'm going to use it anyway. Maybe it's more authentic. First step, 1 cup of sour milk. That's a little chunky, but I guess, isn't buttermilk supposed to be that way? Put this back in the refrigerator so it doesn't spoil. Next, I have to separate the egg whites from the egg yolks from 2 eggs. We have the egg whites and the egg yolks. We'll be saving the egg whites for the sauce, but for now, let's take the egg yolks and add them to the buttermilk. I'm going to mix these together until they are fully incorporated. Now we mix the dry ingredients together. 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of breadcrumbs. This recipe calls for a 1/2 cup of dates. Now I'm assuming they didn't want whole dates, and so I got these chopped dates. But even these pieces are they vary in size. I think I want them smaller than some of these. So I'm going to chop them up and measure out 1/2 cup. I've never actually tasted a date. These are really good. Okay, I'm feeling better about the recipe. Here's a 1/2 cup of chopped dates. This recipe calls for a 1/2 cup of nuts. Now I'm sure back in the day they used walnuts or pecans because those are the grossest. But I like peanuts, so but I like cashews, so I'm going to use honey roasted cashews and just chop those up a bit. I'm sure it'll be fine. I need a teaspoon of baking soda from the world's largest bag, a teaspoon of allspice, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. Like I always do, I am going to whisk the dry ingredients together before I add the wet ingredients. Stir it together. I was worried that the dry ingredients were going to overwhelm the milk and egg mixture, but no, this is very, very wet. It makes me wonder if I didn't measure something correctly, but no, I got it. Look at this. Yeah, that's about as wet as it gets. It doesn't say to grease the square pan, so I'm not going to. I am just going to pour the mixture into the square pan and bake it at 375 degrees for 30 minutes. While the first part is in the oven, I'm going to start on the sauce. I need 4 tablespoons of melted butter. So you could use the microwave for this, but I just prefer to melt butter in a pan. I think it's less messy and I have more control. You just have to keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. The butter is already melted. I'm going to turn off the heat and move on to the next step of beating stiffly 2 egg whites. I'm going to be using this hand mixer. I don't like using this. It smells like the house is on fire whenever I use it. I need a new hand mixer, but I don't have one today, so we'll bear with it. These look like stiff peaks to me. It doesn't say to cook the sauce, but I just can't bring myself to eating raw egg whites. So I'm going to put the sugar into the melted butter, bring up the heat, and add in my beaten egg whites. And just cook it till it looks like a sauce, I guess. I don't know. There are no further instructions, so I guess we'll just do this. The sugar isn't melting, but it is turning brown. I think I might need to add a liquid. Even water, I think, would help. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. Much better. Much better. I'm lowering the heat to 100 degrees. I just don't want the eggs to instantly cook and become eggs. So I'm not even sure how I'm going to do this. All right, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm going to fold the egg whites into this and see what happens, I guess. Actually, I don't want to fold it. I'm going to mix it with this thing. The whisk. I've never made custard before, but is this maybe similar to making custard? Now this actually doesn't look too bad. There's no detail with this recipe or how to serve it. Do I let it cool? Am I supposed to let it cool before I put the sauce on it? Am I supposed to poke holes like you would for a pudding cake? I don't know. I have no idea. But since the sauce, I think, is done, as soon as that cake is done, I'm just going to pour the sauce right on top of it. Like I said, it's called a pudding. So it's Rochester pudding. It's not Rochester cake. So I think it's supposed to be soft. But are you supposed to eat it warm? And I almost think that you need to scoop this up into individual servings so that when you put the leftovers in the refrigerator, they just kind of, otherwise I think it's just going to collapse into a big heap. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. Here's the sauce. I don't know how this is supposed to be. I've never had it. I've never seen it. And I really don't know what the point of beating these egg whites was. Because as I'm stirring it, they certainly seem to have liquefied into the butter and sugar mixture. I don't know. Maybe it was just to spread evenly. But the instruction had to be there for a reason. So just because I don't understand the reason doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. Not that there was any directions about this, but the sauce is thickening well. It's almost like melted ice cream. Ready or not, I'm pulling this thing out. This smells delicious. We'll see what happens when I pour the sauce on it. I don't know if this is supposed to soak into the cake. But I think it's inevitable that it will. Spread that around. Is this what Grandma intended? Who knows? Who knows? I think I do want to poke holes in it. I think that sounds good to me. I don't know what these are for, like cake pops or something, but I'm just going to randomly poke holes in here and give the sauce access to the cake. And I think the thing to do is just scoop this out and eat it. I don't know. Take a scoop and dig in. The moment of truth. It's very hot, but this is really good. Really good. Yeah, this reminds me of bread pudding. This would be good with whipped cream, of course, but this is so sweet, you don't need whipped cream as well. So it would just add a nice compliment. Not much to look at, but it is really good. If I had to rate this based on my expectations, it is a 10 out of 10, maybe 100 out of 100. I didn't think this would be any good at all, but this is delicious. I would make this again. I would make this for a family gathering. This is fabulous. Rochester Pudding, who knew? Thanks for stopping by.